and welcome to Woodbridge, the best town around. My name is John McCormick. I'm the mayor of this great town, and we're here tonight for the always pleasant task of honoring police officers for various life-saving efforts, and also to recognize our, you're up here quick, I didn't even call you up yet. And as I will continue, and to honor our officer of the quarter who just snuck up next to me. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is traffic investigator Christopher Estevez. He is the police officer of the third quarter of 2025. And let me read his proclamation so you can see why. Whereas traffic investigator Christopher Estevez, a 10-year veteran assigned to the Radio Patrol Division, has distinguished himself as a role model for the department through his commitment to law enforcement, policing, public safety, and service. And whereas during the third quarter of 2025, traffic investigator Estevez maintained proactive responsibilities for enforcing New Jersey statutes and regulations, which resulted in the issuance of 547 traffic-related summonses, response to calls for service and special checks, and law enforcement-related investigations, which resulted in enforcement actions to include the issuance of DWI summonses, enforcement of outstanding arrest warrants, and arrests of individuals on violations of criminal statutes. And whereas traffic investigator Estevez initiated enforcement of recently enacted Woodbridge Township ordinances regarding e-bikes through an aggressive approach, which resulted in the issuance of 100 e-bike related summonses and the impoundment of 29 e-bikes during the third quarter of 2025 in support of the Woodbridge Police Department's mission to safeguard the community through aggressive e-bike enforcement, thus ensuring that the regulations are meaningfully applied. So this is something we took on a little while ago. We passed an ordinance as one of the first towns in the state to do it. Frankly, we all, you might agree, you might not, but e-bikes were kind of getting out of control. They're driving all over the place. They're driving on streets. They're driving on sidewalks. They're disrupting strollers and people walking dogs and just kids, and they're not safe in a lot of situations. So we passed this ordinance to start with simply, you cannot drive e-bikes on sidewalks. Someone's walking down the sidewalk, like I say, with a stroller or a leash, you expect that you're not going to have something going by you at 30 miles an hour with somebody who may or may not even have a license to operate it. So we started a crackdown, and Officer Estevez was the one who has shown in terms of enforcing that crackdown. So ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Estevez, Officer of the Quarter. I know the answer is usually no when I ask the police officers if they want to speak, but you want to say a few words? All right, thank you. We'll do pictures later, John?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, we'll do pictures with you and the family later.
Thank you.
And now, I forgot to introduce our council people who are here. To the far right is Debbie Meehan, recently re-elected councilwoman from the 5th Ward of Colonia, and to her left is Sharon McAuliffe, recently re-elected councilwoman from the 1st Ward of Woodbridge proper and Seawarren. And of course, Police Director Joe Niski. Now I have a life-saving award for several officers, and I'm going to read one of them, but everybody's mentioned in it. This is one that I think we all know about because it was a big deal. On October 4th, 2025, Woodbridge Police Communications dispatched all available police units to a structure fire at 1256 St. George Avenue in the Avenel section of the township. Responding units observed the second floor of the structure fully engulfed and determined that 4 residents were trapped inside the burning building. Sergeant Jorge Quesada, Detective Owen Sharkey, and officers Robert McPartland, Ryan Trudell, and Michael Granaccia, without hesitation, I'm getting goosebumps reading this, scaled the exterior fire escape staircase and entered the building in search of 4 trapped residents. Due to heavy smoke and flames, the officers were forced to crawl on hands and knees to locate 2 elderly residents near a window and quickly moved to extract them from the building. Immediately thereafter, Detective Sharkey reported that 2 other residents were on the opposite side of the building, and using an extension ladder, the officers were able to evacuate the 2 remaining residents onto the 1st floor roof and down to the ground. And whereas Sergeant Quesada, Detective Sharkey, and officers McPartland, Trudell, and Granaccia, utilizing training and experience, functioned as a team to secure the fire scene, locate the trapped residents on the 2nd floor fire engulfed apartment, and initiated emergency rescue procedures to safely evacuate the residents for transport to area hospitals for medical evaluation and treatment for smoke inhalation. So usually we give the award and say, you never know, the person could have perished. I think there's little doubt that these 4 people would have died in that fire if it wasn't for the actions of these 5 police officers. I can't say any more than that. And like I said, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. They're trained, they're experienced, they come here with an education. They are just the best police department in the state of New Jersey. I say it all the time, I mean it all the time, and they just keep going out and proving that they are the best police department in the state of New Jersey. 4 people are alive because of these 5 guys putting their lives at risk to crawl into a building, to locate people in the dark. It was at night. It was incredibly courageous of them to do what they did. And I hate to say it's becoming normal for Woodbridge police officers to do these things. It happens all the time. Every couple of months we're giving awards for people who delivered a baby and saved a life, or who a fire or a car crash, you know, you name it, they've done it. So gentlemen, please come up and accept your proclamation. Sergeant Jorge Quesada. You get the first one.
Thanks, sir.
Next up, Detective Owen Sharkey. Next up, Police Officer Robert McPartland, who's been here before. If you remember, way back when there was people in our Parks Department working on a field before a rainstorm and lightning hit and struck one of our workers. RJ was a couple blocks away by Island Middle School, heading to the school for recess, or for dismissal, I should say, and immediately gave first aid to the individual and saved his life, and here he is again. Officer Ryan Trudell. One of the best hockey players in the police force. And Officer Michael Guarnacci, Eagle Scout. Now, Sarge, I guess you probably don't want to talk, but...
Somebody else wants to talk.
Wait, you're the sergeant, you can do that. Anybody? Don't make me pick somebody. I'm going with you, Mike. You're an Eagle Scout, man. You should know how to speak. Come on up. Tell me what it was like, and tell me what was going through your mind when you got the call and you see the building, you know, obviously ready to go down. Talk about it.
Yeah, so we got the call that the 2-story building was fully engulfed. When we got out there, the residents were outside, immediately started screaming that 2 people were inside the top left apartment and 2 other individuals were on the other side. And because of these guys behind me, they were able to go up there and, fortunately save their lives. So.
Tell me about the ladder. It's a ladder from a fire truck, or what it was? How did that work?
Yeah, the firefighters, they got an extendable ladder. They threw it up there, and RJ was able to get up there quick enough and start helping those guys out of the window.
And RJ, you've got fire experience, right? Come on up, man. I know you're involved in Island Fire. You've been an officer there, and so your fire experience helped you in this case.
Yeah, it definitely helped. Obviously, there's a lot to do in a fire scene, so once the firemen were able to get us the ladder, there was enough other things for them to do, so we were able to get up there onto the roof and help the 2 people out while you worried about putting the fire out.
Wow, okay. Anybody else? Trudell? Okay. You're good? Sharkey? Come on, Gil. Jorge, come on. Come on.
It was really a group effort with all the officers that responded with fire and first aid. You know, we all did a great job, and we all came together to make this possible.
But you're the leader of the group, and you were giving orders, and you were telling people where to go and what to do, and you got to take a little bit of a bow for being the guy in charge.
It was just reaction, just doing my job.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Do some pictures now? Oh, let me so. I'm sorry. No, I can't do that yet. I got to ask the police director to say a few words. My bad. Go ahead, Joe.
Thank you. First of all, it's nice to talk to a friendly crowd for a change, and most of who I either know as friends or family members. First, I want to thank the mayor and the council for always supporting the police department and recognizing our officers for a job well done. Starting with Chris. Many complaints we have involve traffic and parking, but I can tell you that we have the best traffic enforcement unit in the state of New Jersey. To date, they've issued almost 30,000 tickets. Chris in particular took the e-bike plan that we had and put it into play and issued a ton of tickets and impounded a ton of e-bikes and definitely made our community safer. We've been doing officer to quarter since March of 2011, and we've never given it to a traffic investigator. Because we're so professional and because we're so proactive, we're finding it harder and harder to pick someone to be officer to quarter, because almost everybody that was put in for it deserved it. But Chris, you certainly deserve this quarter, so congratulations. The fire, we're well trained in policing and we're even well trained in EMS, not so much fire. And if you know the building where the fire was, it's a very challenging layout. That building has been there since I was an officer, way back when. It's businesses and it's apartments on top. That particular evening, I got the call and I responded shortly after the rescue ended. And the building was filled with smoke and completely engulfed in flames. I know it took an incredible amount of bravery to enter that building that was filled with smoke and there were flames shooting out of all four sides to get those people out. We're very careful when we evaluate jobs, especially for life-saving. And one thing body-worn cameras have done for us, it's given us the ability to really see what guys are doing. And their actions that night were incredible. And not only are we recognizing them here in the township, but the county is also recognizing this group in December, so congratulations. And while they're all up here, detective, the way we select detectives is we do a 90-day rotation, and everybody that puts in for the rotation, as long as their appearance is good, their attendance is good, and they're productive, we give them a shot to rotate through the bureau. Then we have to pick someone to occupy a spot for a year, and then at the end of the year decide if they can remain and become a detective. Officer Sharkey was selected for a 90-day rotation. He spent a year, did an excellent job, and I'll tell you, he's my nephew, and my son and my nephew are both on the job, and I can promise you I've created a much harder road for them than anybody else, but I also want to give him his detective badge tonight.
All right, we're going to take some pictures. You want to do? What's your name?
Adam,
What are you doing here?
I just want to see my friend's dad, RJ.
Your friend's dad is RJ?
Mm-hmm.
Who's your friend?
Keaton and Emma.
Cool. Where's he? How come you don't want to come up? All right. Well, what's it like to have a friend's father who's a hero?
Crazy.
You understand what he did? Did he save somebody's life?
Uh-huh.
It was a big burning building, flames shooting out everywhere, and he went in there anyway, right?
That was my dad's building. He owned it.
You're Eric's kid. Oh, now I get it. Now I get it. All right. That's why, now I see why you're friends. Okay. Come on up. Your dad is Mr. Officer Sharkey? Come on over here. What's it like to have a dad who's such a good cop? He's a great police officer,
Yep.
right? What's it like? Are you proud of your dad?
Yep.
Yeah? And your dad, I bet, goes to every time you do something cool, he goes to it, right?
Yep.
And now he did something cool and you came to it, right?
Yep.
You want to be a police officer when you get bigger?
Yeah.
You do? It's a pretty cool job, right? You get to save people. What's your name? Owen, that's a real cool name. I know Owen Sharkey. He's a cop.
Yeah,
Who's that? Is that your dad?
Yep, he's right over there.
All right. Very cool. You're proud of him, right? All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, man. All right, this is a very special presentation. I'm going to ask Director Niski to introduce Harry Delgado, and he's going to explain why he's here on behalf of the Woodbridge Police Department.
Okay, so with us this evening, we have the New Jersey State Accreditation Manager, Harry Delgado. Harry retired from South Brunswick as a captain, I believe. Yes. And he runs accreditation for the state of New Jersey. As I'm sure everybody knows, since 1999, the Woodbridge Police Department has been nationally accredited through CALEA. And on March 1st, when I had the opportunity to become police director, I put our accreditation manager, Drew Tuttle, on a mission to get us state accredited. I definitely have to thank all the police officers and civilian employees of the police department, because this is a heavy lift. It was a heavy lift becoming nationally accredited, and it was a heavy lift becoming state accredited. But tonight, Harry's here to hopefully award us state accreditation to make us one of only 3 police departments in the state of New Jersey to possess both national and state accreditation. So I'll introduce Harry Delgado.
Well, I think the police director was actually looking at my notes, but it is indeed an honor for me here tonight on behalf of the New Jersey State Association of Chiefs of Police to recognize the Woodbridge Police Department as one of the best police departments in the state of New Jersey. Now, some of you, for some of you that might not be news, but certainly I'll explain why this is different. So the Woodbridge Police Department has made a commitment to adhering to best practices at the state and national level in a highly regarded statewide law enforcement accreditation program. This program, administered to the New Jersey State Association of Chiefs of Police and the New Jersey Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission, has helped to transparently demonstrate the professionalism, transparency, and preparedness of state law enforcement agencies in the state's public safety system. Now, the Woodbridge Police Department has committed to adhering to additional NJSA COP New Jersey-centric standards that a nationally accredited agency must demonstrate compliance with. These agencies must maintain files on these mandatory standards separate from those national files. And as the police director just said, only one out of 3 agencies in the entire state have actually accomplished both successfully. So during these uniquely challenging times and the threat to our health and safety, encouraging law enforcement agencies to follow standardized practices and policies is potentially life-saving and cost-effective investment of time and resources. Now, this prestigious state-accredited status, I emphasize state-accredited status, Police Director, and the threat to our health, demonstrates Police Director Joseph Niski's firm commitment to state and national standards and the continued expectations for quality, professional, and ethical policing at the Woodbridge Police Department. Now, as the Police Director mentioned earlier, it's a very rigorous process. It's certainly there's a report that it generated the conclusion of that assessment that I have the privilege to recommend to the Commission whether or not an agency should be accredited. In this case, obviously so. So if you allow me in closing, I'd like to just purge some of what was said there, which I think is pretty important, and it speaks volumes about who the Woodbridge Police Department actually is. Under Police Director Joseph Niski's leadership, the Woodbridge Police Department will be challenged with future issues like traffic, rate of retirement, mental health, recruitment, and technology. However, the Woodbridge Police Department, as a state law enforcement agency, accredited agency, will continue to assertively move forward with a commitment to following best practices, a preparedness plan, and a verification of excellence. Now, we have what we call a calling session. People do call, typically to complain, but I'd like for you to pay attention to what they said about your police department. Calls were received from elected officials, representatives from various Woodbridge Township entities, fire and EMS stations, school districts, business owners, and residents. The common themes voiced by the contacts were the ability of the agency to develop strong working relationships and partnerships, address community needs and concerns, respond in a timely manner, and consistently display courteous and respectful interaction. The working model for the agency was described as professional and effective, It was evident from the conversation that the men and women of the Woodbridge Police Department have a strong bond with community and are well respected by the same time. I'll say it's the first time I ever saw such a compliment about a police department, and I oversee over 300 of them. So, in closing, it is the opinion of the assessment team that the Woodbridge Police Department is a highly committed and a highly professional and committed agency which exemplifies all of the tenets of law enforcement at the state and national level. So indeed, again, I said it's my honor here tonight on behalf of the New Jersey State Association of Chiefs of Police and the New Jersey Law Enforcement Commission to congratulate Police Director Josh Winitsky, Accreditation Manager Andrew Tootle, the members of the Woodbridge Police Department, Mayor McCormick, the council, and those citizens that they so proudly serve for having achieved their state accreditation, joining a very exclusive group of law enforcement agencies that have made this long-term commitment to excellence in policing. So to all, indeed, congratulations. Let me get
And once again, it's not just us saying this. There's a national organization that comes in and looks at this police department. Now there's a state organization that comes in and looks at this police department, and they came to the same conclusion that the national organization came to, which is that this is one of the best police departments in the state of New Jersey. So,
real quick, I don't want to let Harry off the hook that quickly. On March 1st, when we reached out, he made himself readily available to assist us through this process, and for that I'm absolutely grateful. And I also wanted to mention Chief Ray Hayduka of the South Brunswick Police Department. They're one of the other police departments that possess both accreditations, and Ray too helped guide us through the process. So much thanks to both of you guys. Thank you.